Hello traders, this is Bulldozer Investing. Today is December 30th, 2020. Time is 4:46 US Eastern Time PM, right after the markets. I'm going to go ahead and dive in and straight out analyze what's going on. So as we mentioned yesterday, I was expecting a slow day, kind of mild, finish the day even. Apple and all the big techs or the large caps, I did mention that we're going to drain down a little, give back some of those gains. There might be another sector rotation coming back to the Russell, which we saw. But overall, I think we finished the day flat, as I mentioned, a little higher on the upper side, but I don't see this resistance getting, broken above. So as we talked about it, this was a huge resistance and we're under it. So we go over and under the next day. I believe, again, 377 or 378 will be reached and then we'll reevaluate. Okay. However, tomorrow we're probably going to finish the day right on this trend line again. So I'm expecting a flat or maybe slightly lower, just like I mentioned. So we saw, let's take a look at VIX. VIX did get a support on the 20-day moving average today, and I believe that VIX maybe tomorrow morning it'll test this upper channel and then come back down eventually, and once it gets a support here it might run up again. My worry is that it might test this bottom of the cloud for the next couple of weeks, maybe till the next 2 weeks, mid-January, and we might see the market slowly shaking off people and then eventually running after the earnings. So that's my conclusion. Now let's take a look at the individual stocks, because when we talk about the overall market, that's overall market. You can pick the right stocks and still make money in a downtrending market. So let's evaluate those. First off, let's go ahead and start with Apple, the large caps. As mentioned yesterday, I was expecting a slightly down day today towards the channel here, or the upper channel of the rising wedge, which we did get close. I believe that we will still go down another day, maybe tomorrow we'll still go down and test the 32.93 and eventually test out the 132, 131 area. So this is my buying target. I am long-term bullish. I'm just talking short-term. So we're flagging, or this could be a pennant. So we're flagging, and then it might drain out those option plays a little bit here and there. And then eventually my long-term target, I'm going to show you guys. Let's do an auto zoom. Eventually we'll get to a 180 area. We'll wait for that. Maybe during summertime, beginning of summer, we'll get there eventually. Okay, so I'm super bullish on Apple. It's just that for the time being, we do have to consolidate a little. Something like this, you move up sharp, consolidate, move up sharp, consolidate, move up sharp, consolidate. It just, people are selling the premiums, collecting, and then making the stocks go higher. So sometimes it has to do with the option expiries and everything else. Okay? NVDA is a hot stock. I believe it has been consolidating for so long, and it's been in this wedge. I think shorter term 550s, and then longer term 662. February 600s, February 650s would be a risky play, but I believe it might be a worth of shot. I'm not going to play. I'm not suggesting anybody to play. This is educational purposes only and just giving technical analysis and technical knowledge. So if you do believe that this thing is going to go higher, the 600 range would be a great idea. Let's go into the EV sector, okay? Starting with Tesla. I believe Tesla has another run higher, and then it might start consolidating. Okay, so we might see a run towards 757 and then consolidation towards the 650s. And I do see this something like this. Okay, so it might hit the channel and then come back down to the 660 area. We'll see how that goes. Okay, Tesla still bullish. Nothing. I mean, it is still at the overbought levels, but it could continue that way. Okay, but I believe the consolidation will come and eventually test the top of the cloud till the 630. So let's wait for that. So short-term bullish, mid-term consolidation, and in the long term, I'm still bullish on it. We'll see how that goes. Let's go to NIO. NIO is acting very bullish. Actually, I like the MACD is turning around. Stochastics bullish. RSI is picking up. Everything is yelling out, I'm bullish. Now, a lot of people are mentioning to me about the NIO day. I have no clue what NIO day is. Maybe some showcasing going on, but it broke out of this wedge. It broke out, tested the cloud top, coming back up. It's above the 20-day moving average. Resistance at 47.62. Closed the day above the resistance, I believe. Closed the day 48.38. So yeah, right above that. We might get a couple more days of consolidation and then a run up towards the all-time highs. So let's draw another channel here, if it allows us to draw. There you go. So something to this level. So something it might run and consolidate, but in the long term, I believe we're going to test all-time highs. Bullish on the internals. Again, we see the volume consolidating also as the price consolidated, double bottom. And let's go ahead and renew our fib line. Let's do this double bottom Fibonacci extension. So we're almost reaching the 61.8 area, which is 48.91, and it might consolidate there and give a little drop. Maybe this 20-day moving average will climb up and it'll retest it again, and then eventually 52 and then 59 is my target. Okay, so let's see what happens. All right, NIO, Tesla, both bullish. EV sector. Now, another EV sector name that I want to go is BLNK. As mentioned yesterday, I am kind of careful on these names because they're not as solid as Tesla or NIO, so you got to watch out how this can behave very erratic and volatile. So I do see a cup and handle perfectly. On the hourly, we have a 50-day moving average as resistance. It looks like it will test the cloud top at 48. To me, it looks bullish so far. So perfect cup and handle here. It might retest the 44.50 area, or worst case scenario, the 43.69 area, and then run towards the top of the cloud. Now, if it breaks, I'll get in. I'm not going to get in right now on the hourly. Daily, let's take a look at this. Daily, I'm more bearish on it. Hourly does look bullish. So let me tell you why. It's because it hit the mid channel of the fork and then came back down. My target, if I do want to get in long term, I would get in, which was, we drew a Fibonacci yesterday. Basically, it hit the 50% Fibonacci and then bounced up to the pitchfork and then came down. I would believe that I would be a buyer. I'll be a happy buyer around 38, maybe at the bottom like 37. But the short term, the 1 hour chart looks bullish to me. So I'm kind of puzzled. And yeah, if it breaks here, if it breaks this trend line, it would be a good bet. And I like this cup and handle. We'll see how that goes. But I'm predicting this could test the 48.23s. Again, very volatile stock. The stochastics or the MACD looks good, crossed over, rising. Stochastics is still bullish, and the RSI has picked up some strength after the after it touched on the pitchfork mid channel. So let's see how that goes, and we'll let you guys know. And maybe the most bullish scenario will be 52 on this one. We'll see how that goes. But overall, leaning puzzled here, because again, the 1 hour chart, as much as it looks bullish, it also looks bearish on the longer term charts. So again, I believe it might test this 48 area, then bounce back. I will be a happy buyer around right in this cloud. The bottom of the cloud on the 4 hour matches my price target, the lowest price target. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not predicting that it will go there. I'm just marking these so I know where to buy. So don't get me wrong, and we'll just closely watch this. Good pickup today, 12% almost. Okay, very good trading stock actually. Maybe long term, I'm not sure how. Like, I have to research the company, but as far as the technical goes, bullish on the short term, bearish on the midterm. So I want to wait and buy this. Okay, we might see something like this, like it's climbed up and then slowly declined. So it might climb up and slowly decline and test this. So it might test the bottom of the channel like this on a consolidation phase. Okay, so we see that around the 41, 42, then it'll be a good opportunity. Uber. We've been spot on with Uber ever since I've started, drawing this. So I did mention the rise, descending wedge, and it went even under my prediction, but picked up, hit the 50% fib line, then went back, got a support at the fib line and at the cloud mid, and then came back again 50, I believe. So it got I believe that it's flagging again to the next move up, which will be around 55 to 56. Long-term target on this on the daily is $62. Okay. Twitter, which was another name that I went on Stock Tweets and Twitter and gave my price target and charted this yesterday, looks like a pretty decent flag here. Anything above, breaks above, my target would be $61, maybe after earnings or maybe an upgrade. Although the MACD, stochastics, and RSI at overbought, stochastics going down, MACD curling down to a bearish scenario, but we might see something like this, like that, like MACD, stochastics, RSI. So we'll see how that goes, but I like the chart itself. It looks bullish. The internals, I'm not so sure, but long-term target on this one is $62. Square, another interesting name that I've been watching carefully because I like the discount on this one. However, just like Blink, I said that I'm not saying it'll get there, but I'm saying I will be a buyer right on the 50-day moving average. So the 20, I think it closed above 20-day moving average, but let's see how the action goes. So I'm not going to be a buyer here yet. Let's take a look at the hourly. We can see a descending channel here. Okay, so there you go. So it might go like this. Finally, I think I would be a buyer, happy buyer around 197. I'm not saying it's going to go there, but that's my target. That's my target of buying the stock. That's not my target of, anywhere in the shorter term or anything. So we see this channel anyway. So Might just pick up and bounce from here. Who knows? I don't see a bottom forming yet. So let's see how this goes, but I believe the support will come around 196, 197. Worst case scenario, it'll test the top of this cloud right here, which is around 190. So let's see. I'm a discount shopper, so if I see the discount, I'll buy. I'm not touching it yet. Okay. Considering the fact that this thing went from 32 to 243, you gotta be very careful when you're buying these kinds of things. Disney. So one thing that is a little surprising to me is that it hit right on this extension of fib extension and then kind of stopped there. I am going to watch this, and I am not so bullish right now. It looks like it's copying this formation, like it was flagged and went down, flagged, went down, just kept grinding higher. So if it does that, the long term would be 221, but that would be super bullish. But that's the case. Like if everybody gets their shots, the Disney World opens, that would be another news for Disney to go higher. I think that there are better stocks to buy than Disney because it's been sitting very high RSI levels, stochastics and MACD, that I think this needs a rest. I think that this needs to fill the gap and test this cloud top around 159. Then I'll, again, discount buyer, not, rushing to buy something. Nothing is running away, guys. Worst thing to do is chase. Now, 2020 is a different year. People who have been chasing and buying the FOMO stocks has been running up since then, but 2021 will be a little different. So we'll go back to normal. As Kathy Woods have mentioned, we'll go back to normal. Even herself, she has a bunch of hot stocks that are running up, multiple baggers, but even she claimed that we'll probably see consolidation of 20% gains yearly. Okay. And last but not least, don't you guys think that I forgot Palantir. Now, I'm going to talk about this stock a little bit today. Volume also dried up. As we can see, the volume has been about like 200 million, like 100 million as this thing was going up. Now, of course, the price was cheaper, so the number of shares been trading is going to be more. But if you compare it to now, it's like 40, 30, 55. So this consolidation, I believe that there's a trading range from 23.77 to 29 something, 29.30. So if we see another drop to 23.80s, I won't be scared at all. But I think that would be a very good time to get in, average down, but I don't think it's going to get there. This is the reason why. Let me fix this chart. Okay. I don't think it's going to get in it. I don't think it's going to go down that far, and this is the reason why. Today, I'm going to show you my Twitter account. I tweeted a couple things here today. So there you go. I didn't capture. Furthermore, there was another 300K buy and then another 500 something K buy. So these are millions of dollars of purchases. So we got a 3.15 million shares. So 3,150K shares at 25.10, 4:03 p.m., totaling more than $79 million. And we had this total, 600K shares, 15 million. We had another one for 7 million. And then we had another one for like $12 million. These are all after hour purchases. Now, it's not option expiry day today. So, and it's been a low float day overall. By the way, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Posting the videos here daily so you can, track down what I'm doing, putting the charts daily. so forth. So this is a good example, broke out the wedge and went up. So, trying to help out the community. So please, give thumbs up on the YouTube videos, follow me on Twitter, and also subscribe on YouTube to catch up with the daily videos. So only thing I'm going to say about Palantir is that it's not worth talking daily moves here because it'll drive you crazy. A lot of option volumes here, and they're just sucking up the premiums both on the put side, the call side. Had a very good run, a lot of selling and buying going on. It will drain you. This is a stock. If you want to trade, the best thing to do is buy near closing and sell in the morning, and you'll make like 1K every day. Okay, that's one thing. But if you're a long-term investor on this, I believe the stock will go to at least 45. Okay, at least 45. And this is not like a time range. I'm not saying it'll go to 45 in January. I'm just highlighting. So this is my price target. Okay. This is a tremendous value. When I say value, people are going to say it's overvalued. But if you put the time, the technology, and how much we need artificial intelligence and cybersecurity in the near future, especially with Democrats, this is going to be the software. This is going to be both on commercial and government side. And they're already doing contracts with like external governments, like British government, Department of Health of Britain, and so forth. So this is going to be a hot stock in the future. Look for 5 years, 6 years, okay? This is kind of like, Tesla in a way. I know there are other stocks like IA. Actually, let me talk about that too, because I forgot. And I think I charted this on the trading view. Let me pull that chart. So AI, I think I'd rather own Palantir and trade AI. And it looks bullish right now, but again, would you risk it for the downside being 125? So there you go. Or would you rather own Palantir? That's going to be a question for you to answer. I would rather own Palantir, and I would much rather be patient, be very patient with Palantir, and win in the long term. I don't see any other stocks that can match Palantir's technology, government relationship, and also the technicals part of it. Okay, even though they're draining people out, technically there's nothing wrong with this chart. I know the 20-day moving average is broken down, but I think it'll retest it and get above it, which is my target here, short-term $27. The new year, beginning of new year, this is going to be 2021. This is going to be the stock of the year. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Not pumping up the stock. I didn't invest $1 million into this. This is only in my journey account, the journey that I've opened for YouTube. And we've been, so far, this week, we lost 4.7K. Monthly, we lost 1.2K. For the last 3 months, we're still up 3.3K. However, a couple weeks ago, we were up 8K on the 3 months. So we did lose on Palantir. I should have sold. So this was with Palantir when Palantir was 29 something. With all our Palantir profits, we were up, on the 3 months of this trading account, we were up 8K, starting with 10K. So we're up like 80% the last 3 months. But Palantir crushing down, losing all the gains we had, and then plus losing more, kind of knocked us over. However, I'm gonna stick with our plan. When I trade, I stick with the plan. My plan was when I get in, it's going to be long term, and I'm going to try to stick with this until May. Okay, So we planned to swing trade, but we went into kind of investing. I saw the value in PLTR, and I saw how the technology value. And I saw how all the Russell stocks were just too overvalued, and I think for the technology and the political standpoint of how the world is just running through all this cyber action, cyber attacks, and it's going to continue, I think PLTR will be the right investment. So I've said, let's not swing trade anymore, let's invest, and I chose PLTR for that reason. And we'll see how that's going to go. By May, I'm expecting 40 and above. Okay, that's it. That was my analysis for the day. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we have one more day of the year. Until then, have a great night.